Hi everybody, my name's Ewan Morton. Welcome to Get Real with Morton, and today I'm sitting here with Choe, who has been with Morton for 7 years, and we're talking today about first home buyers. You deal a lot with the first home buyers. They are very active in the market. Obviously, probably the most important one is to do with budget and money and how much they can spend. So what would be your advice on that?
Yes, I mean, understanding, how much you can borrow. So we always suggest to go to talk to your mortgage broker. So the broker is also still help you out until the final stage of the settlement. So you'll need to make sure that obviously your mortgage broker is up to date, what you're buying, and also they can actually help you out with the valuation of the properties.
But there are a host of other professionals to help. So let's talk about them.
Next one, I will pick solicitor, obviously. Solicitor can review the contract, about the property that you're purchasing, so to make sure that you're buying no problem with the buying journey at the time. Also look at the strata reports and also building inspection reports by themselves, just to make sure to give you the good advice to whether this is the right property.
And I suppose it's important for a first home buyer to understand is the solicitor is there to act on their behalf. So they're there to tell them things and the risks that could be there. So it's important that you hear that. What's the next thing we should be doing?
Next year we'll be doing the market research.
Is that difficult?
It's very easy. Like now we're in the different world now. Any information can be sort of viewed from the Google websites, even real estate domain websites. Choose the area you want to be. Obviously reflecting of your work, how close you work, what sort of the potential growth in that area in terms of the capital gain perspective for the last few years. What is the potential development plan in the area, which is also reflecting the growth.
And I suppose there's also what sort of features you want in the apartment. From down to bedrooms and bathrooms, but do you want a dishwasher? Do you want amenity? There's lots of different things you need to think about. Now, I suppose online, when you're online having a look, you can include, you can definitely get a good idea of where you should head.
Exactly.
So then the next step after that, obviously, we've done that, we've got some idea, and now we're off.
So you got to be sort of understanding what the agent's providing to you, in terms of what are the expenses are for that particular property. For example, in apartments, look at the strata, levy, council, water rates. And you're probably wanting to understand whether there's any sort of special levy, any sort of ongoing defects going around with the property.
Should we be nice to the agent or should we be mean to the agent?
It's always good to have a nice to the agent to give you the information about it.
Well, I always say that. I always think everyone sort of thinks they want to keep the agent at a distance. I'm like, no, go the other way. Make friends with the agent, because if you're nice to them, you actually can get a lot of information about what's happening, what's a good spot to be in, why the apartment's good. And also to be aware that if they like you, they might actually give you some off-market opportunities.
That's right. So that's the important thing, that agent is actually are the one that work in the front line.
Do you think that first homeowners should put a focus on that long term?
I generally sort of recommend any of the first-home buyer to thinking of a bit of a long term rather than a short term. Everyone has a different circumstances coming up, and that's why it's important to finding a right property with the right price. And that actually sort of becoming your stepping stone for your next chapter, for your finding a bigger place potentially. So having a long-term mindset is always recommendable.
Thank you, Dylan, for joining us today. This is Get Real with Morton, and today we've covered off some pretty good tips, I think, for first home buyers. So thank you for watching.
Thank you for having me.